Hello, my name is Mackenzie, and I'm autistic and an ADHDer, and this is my YouTube channel, Autistic Musings. Now, on my channel, I explain autistic terms, share unique solutions to uniquely neurodivergent problems, and I share my own personal experience as an autistic and ADHDer. And I hope to spread awareness through my channel, and I hope to spread understanding. Now, today I'm going to talk about a complicated issue called executive dysfunction. And what the heck does that mean? Hello, all my returning viewers. Welcome back. If you haven't already, could you like, subscribe, or share? I'd really appreciate it. And all my newcomers, thank you for pressing on my video. I hope you stick around. I think you'll be interested in this subject. So I gotta adjust the angle. I've been all up on this today. So today we're going to be discussing executive dysfunction because I realized I made a video that referenced it, but I haven't actually made a video just about executive dysfunction. And I feel like it's an important topic because it's generally what neurodivergent people complain the most about because it bothers us. Now, executive dysfunction is an umbrella term. So it includes a lot of different things in its technical term, and you'll see references to us being super unorganized, especially ADHDers, and they reference executive dysfunction. It's not just being disorganized, though. It's an umbrella term. The simplest definition that I have ever come across is having great difficulty. Like, this is an actual structure of our brain. It's not like a behavioral thing. It's not a personality thing. No, our brain has difficulty using the resources around it to reach our goals. And this can be expressed in many different ways, from prioritizing tasks to time management to breaking tasks down into steps, to focus, to working memory, to, you notice the list gets really long. Impulsivity is one of them, controlling your emotions and your reaction between, the pause that you should take to think before you act. That's affected as well. It's every skill that you really use to reach your goals. And often, especially those of us that go undiagnosed for a very, very long time and aren't aware we have this, often get labeled as unmotivated, lazy, just don't care. That's often a thing. Even people that do have the diagnosis and that this isn't fully understood by those around them. It isn't a lack of care for the task. It isn't a lack of we don't think it's important. Our brain is genuinely working against us, and it's the thing I like least about autism and ADHD. Like, this is my big complaint. There's a lot of things I like. This is the thing that I really don't like. It gets me into trouble a lot. That's why. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples about how this can be expressed. We'll start with the prioritization. You all in the audience, if you aren't neurodivergent, might have a pretty easy time identifying on a list of things you need to do what is the most important task that needs to get done by the end of the day. It will be generally easy for you. You can know that has consequences, and it's the one that needs to get done the quickest because it has long-term consequences that will affect you later on. So the only way that I figure this out, and I do it well. Prioritizing certain tasks is by sitting down and thinking about this deeply. I'm not overthinking it. I actually have to sit down every night and prioritize which tasks I'm doing the next day. And I have a pre-written criteria for what are my most important tasks, because I can't figure them out on the fly in the moment. I don't have that ability. I always end up choosing the wrong thing to focus on. One time when I needed to go grocery shopping, I looked into the fridge, and we had just moved into the house, and it was dirty, the inside of the fridge. It was 5 o'clock at night. I spent 3 hours cleaning out the fridge, moving everything, cleaning it all up, and hyperfixating on cleaning it. Then, about when my sister got home, we ended up talking, and I told her I hadn't gone grocery shopping yet, and I ended up going grocery shopping at 9 o'clock at night. Usually I'm in bed by then. As you can see, I should have just gotten the groceries. Then I could have cleaned the fridge, right? Cleaning the fridge wasn't pressing task, but I'll often do things like this where I'll end up focusing and prioritizing one task over the other, and it's often because I have to in-depth think which task is the most important. It's generally why I have a lot of plans, and all of them have labeled which tasks are most important and which ones need to get done. Like I have one super important task each day that needs to get done by the end of the day. Today is the YouTube channel. I need to make a video today. I need to complete it. I need to edit it. I need to do all this. This is the most important task. I still need to write it down that it's the most important task, even though I care about it, even though all that. I tend to have a unfortunate thing where I treat every task like it's important. It has the equal level of importance. This is just one example, though, of a expression of executive dysfunction. There's multiple. In my childhood, I lost literally everything that you could possibly lose as a child frequently. I lost my lunches. I lost my bag. I lost my pencils. I lost my homework. I misplaced everything. I lost textbooks. I lost all the items you could possibly lose on a regular basis. And it drove me nuts because I tried desperately to keep these all in a certain place. I tried to keep them all organized. I tried desperately hard each year at the beginning of the year to create a system where I would successfully organize all of this. I have great difficulty, though, in organizing things and maintaining the organization. On the actual putting things back where they belong, I get distracted. And many neurodivergent people, if you interrupt them mid-task, their focus is distracted, and that's not good, because we don't transition well back and forth between tasks. So if you interrupt me while I'm taking out the trash, this is my goal. This is what I'm going to do, take out the trash. I start taking out the trash, I get the extra bag, and then somebody starts talking to me. I'll set down the bag somewhere, talk to the person, then completely forget about the task because my working memory is affected by executive dysfunction, which means I have a hard time holding these multiple tasks that I need to get done and like maintaining focus and holding that in my head while then I go and do another task. I have a video, I'll put it above, on explaining that more in depth. Focus. Focus is definitely a part of the lack of ability to regulate focus specifically is part of executive dysfunction, which you'll often hear me complain about. I have a lot of focus issues. I'll go off on tangents. I'll forget what I'm doing and wander around the house, entering rooms. I had a plan when I went in the rooms, but I forgot. I'll stand there for a minute and be like, I don't remember what I was doing. That's a frequent one, like a daily thing. I mask very well on that one. It's usually the smile. If you smile enough, no one can tell you don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah. But many of these examples that I've given you are specific to me. And there's many different expressions of executive dysfunction. It's not just going to be mine. Because we're all unique individuals. Neurodivergents, ADHDers, autistic people will uniquely react to each problem and situation. And some of us will compensate in a different way, and others will react differently to different problems. So you noticed earlier that I said that I end up accidentally, if I don't have pre-written criteria for what's important for these list of tasks I have and choosing the most important one, if I don't have a pre-written criteria, I'll treat every task as if it's of equal importance. Another person might kind of treat all of these tasks as if they're not terribly important. None of them. They're all on an equal basis. I'm just particularly anxious, and I think about all of them at once, and I'll be paralyzed and not be able to start the task. Another person might be more laid back than me and not freak out when faced with this problem, and slowly go about the tasks, might still only get the ones that aren't the most important done. They might just not treat them as if any of them are important. Some people see, there's many different reactions to when you're faced with a problem. If somebody has a focus issue, they may be like me, where for a long time I acted like I didn't. And I would nod my head and pretend I heard what you said, because if I said what 20 times in a conversation, every conversation, it gets a bit annoying for the other participant in that conversation. As you can see, there's continual issues, and not everybody with executive dysfunction is going to look the same. Though often we get labeled, as I said, as lazy, unmotivated individuals that don't care. And I say it in such a blunt way because I have been told these things by different people. I think the unmotivated one was very specific, and the lazy one were teachers that told me this, and other adults when I was a child. And I say this because telling somebody with executive dysfunction that they're lazy, they don't care, and they're unmotivated are just patently untrue. Many of us, and especially me, really do care about these tasks, and part of the reason I've been getting a lot better at completing tasks that I really want to do, reaching my own goals, using the resources around me to reach my own goals, is I got diagnosed. And I was self-diagnosed before that, and I realized, this isn't a problem with how much I care. No matter how much I care, I'm not going to be able to get these done in by sheer force of will. It's impossible. No matter how much I want it, I need to accommodate my issues and problems that I have with executive dysfunction. If I don't do that, if I don't go take the extra effort and ask for help from those around me and inform them of executive dysfunction and what it means, then I no matter how much I want it, I can't complete certain tasks in the way other people can. And many people with executive dysfunction have similar issues. And one big thing that can help is knowing that you have the issue in the first place, and knowing that there's an entire community out there just flowing with tips and tricks that are unique to our abilities and specifically addresses our problems. Like my priority one, I didn't realize that part of the problem is I needed a pre-written criteria for what was important. I needed to put down that, is there a due date for this? I needed to answer all these questions about this task, and then it goes in the important column. And if the answers are no, it's not as important as I try to treat everything. Now, there's many examples of executive dysfunction, and it's good to look up a lot of them because there are so many things that can help those with executive dysfunction. Like one tip that I got that I really follow to all the time is to write everything down. I try not to act like I'm going to remember anything. Write it down. It seems like a simple thing, but it takes overcoming habits of saying that I'm going to remember it when I'm not. And I can't depend on that ability. It's not very consistent. I really hope that this video helped someone out there understand a loved one better, and I really hope that you research this topic more, and I will as well. I'll make a really long video, longer than this one, of going over the many different forms of executive dysfunction, and it's going to be ridiculously long. I hope this helped somebody understand their loved one more. I hope this helped somebody understand themselves more and not be so hard on themselves for something that a lot of people have trouble with, and there's a lot of people out there that want to help you. Thank you for joining me this week, and I hope to see all of you back next week, and we'll be talking about, I don't know at this point, my life's a little bit messy right now. I'll give you a life update next week, definitely. There's been a lot of change. Thank you for joining me on